We're here this morning with Ronnie Capps, who is the Captain America of crappie fishing. He and his partner, Steve Coleman, have won how much money, Ronnie?
Whew, it's a bunch, Mr. John. You sure give me a lot of credit though, but I think we paid taxes on like 1.3 million over our career.
And that's just in crappie tournament winnings, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many tournaments do you think you've won?
I'd say we in the 100 range over our 25-year stretch. Probably so.
How many world championships have you won?
7 of them, 7 big ones, all over the country.
Now, what makes you and Steve so consistent in crappie fishing tournaments? Why are y'all continuing to win?
Oh, me, I guess it's all the experience. I grew up right here in this water that we're sitting on today, and the love of crappie fishing has been with me since I was too young to even go out on my own or be close to the water on my own nearly, and so I've been chasing them a long time, and it's just on water experience that I say that's our biggest advantage over a lot of people.
If you had 5 things that you believe contribute the most to your success, what would they be? Let's start with number 1.
Well, the love of the sport for one. I mean, that's you got to like what you're doing, and if it's easy to get out there on a day like today, we got terrible weather, and if it's easy, everybody do it. We kind of like it tough, and but I think the time we've spent over the years and the traveling that we've done over the years has given us insight to pick a situation out and just say, I remember how we caught them at this time in a different place, and kind of relate those past experiences to things that's happening. It happened to me this weekend. We won down Columbus. I fished a lake I've never been on in my life. In 3 days' time, I located a spot that won the tournament. My wife was with me every day that pre-fishing there, and she said, "Why are we going back to that same spot?" I said, "Let me tell you the reasons. It's a windbreak. We're going to have a front hit us here shortly." I says, caught a pound-and-a-half fish there. There's got to be another one that lives there with him. We ended up catching the limit of fish, won the tournament, and just a lot of things I look at, but weather is usually a crappie fisherman's biggest enemy. Wind is a huge deal. So you got to play all the factors, and it's like playing a big game, man. You just got to get them all the stars lined up, and sometimes you'll come out on top. You do.
Now, your partner is Steve Coleman. Wouldn't you say one of the things that's contributed to y'all's success is that you and Steve don't really have to talk? You know what each other's thinking before you have to say the words, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a reaction. It's kind of like playing football. You practice enough out there, you'll learn to react at any kind of motion that happens, and it's just a fine-tuned machine that you get rolling for you, and it'll just chug right along. So that's kind of like he has to train. He's a right-handed person, but he fishes on the left side of the boat, which takes a lot of effort. Really, you kind of got to train yourself to be a left-handed person dealing with all the stuff that we deal with, and we kind of sit side by side when we're front fishing, and it's a big deal to get used to. You got to practice. If you try to play a football game without practicing, you know what you'd look like. So it's kind of like the more you fish, the better you get and get fine tuned up. I'm tuned up pretty good right now.
All right.